Welcome to Entrepreneur S.O.S. with your host, Monique Mull and Sandy Colleen. We help business owners navigate the often complex world of system organization and structure. Each week, we bring you expert advice or real-life stories from successful entrepreneurs who have overcome the challenges of building and scaling a business. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, this podcast is for you. So join us each week and let's grow your business together. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps us reach more entrepreneurs just like you. And this week, we have the treat of talking to Lori Landin, and she is an expert. And we are going to talk all things challenges. Challenges 101, the entrepreneur's guide to turning cold traffic into hot leads. How exciting. Thank you so much for joining us, Lori.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. Welcome. Excited to have you and learn.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
Good. So a little bit about Lori. Lori Landin is a certified challenge consultant, mentored and certified personally by the industry leader. She helps entrepreneurs and business owners use top marketing strategy of the day to build and expand their list, quickly turn cold traffic into warm traffic, or grow or scale their business, generating lifestyle changing income. She's also the founder of the Lori Landin Foundation, which is a global nonprofit organization. It brings together nations in service, unity, and love, reaching out to the one in their unique need. Just love it. Thank you again so much.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's beautiful.
Such an amazing journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's start out because challenges, I feel like everyone that's anyone uses these in their business.
Right.
True. It's true. It's popular. It is the top strategy of our day.
It is. So why don't we just kick it off like why challenges, and then we'll just take it from there.
Challenges take the place of the entire sales funnel. They do it all. You don't have to pay to make a lead magnet to bring them in. You get the email list for free, so it grows your list so quickly. And it's the fastest way to turn cold to hot, like you said, or warm traffic, because it's a taste and see model. They get to know and trust you as you work personally with them over however many days your challenge is. And so that when you're ready to present your offer to let them continue the journey working with you and serving them, they're ready for you. They're there and they've already gotten to know who you are and what you're like. And they found you and they're ready to move on and continue that journey. So it's just a beautiful way. And if you look at all of the top industry leaders of our day, all of them, they're all using challenge marketing. And what's really interesting is that my mentor is the person who Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson, Les Brown, and many others have hired to use his framework and his model in their own business as their marketing strategy. And they've all been running challenges, but they chose to pay Pedro for his framework and model. And that is what I have for my clients. And that's what's such a beautiful gift. I truly consider it a gift to be able to have that opportunity, having spent the past several years working directly with him, even in his home at times, to be able to learn from him and to use his resources, his framework, his model, his experience as I share it out to my clients to help them create their challenges and often design a challenge-based business. Because when it's successful, they don't want to go back to the business as it was. They want to continue with that challenge-based business because it's so amazing. So
I love taste and see. I love that. That's definitely something.
Scratch and sniff.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
How do you know if you want to buy into somebody if you don't know who they are or what they stand for, what they're like?
I think about it. I've been in their challenges. Like I have been in Tony Robbins' challenge, Dean Grazioso, Russell Brunson. Like I have subscribed to those. So there is power in it. And you do get a sense of getting to know them, but you also know, is this the right buy-in for me? Because you're getting that taste and see. I really think that's brilliant. Yeah.
And what's really interesting is Dean's been running challenges for 25 years plus. And he said, nobody does challenges like Pedro. And that's why he hired Pedro to read through their structure of their challenge model.
25 years. Wow.
Fabulous.
That's
Even
amazing.
Russell Brunson has been running challenges for a long time.
Right.
He hired Pedro to create a course and come and teach his inner circle using Pedro's framework and model for challenges.
So let's
There's value in what my mentor is doing, right? There's value in his proven frameworks. And that's why Les Brown wanted him to completely revamp his whole marketing strategy, rebuild his business around Pedro's challenge model. That to me is powerful when you see industry leaders letting go of what they've been doing. Very similar, right? But something's different because they're hiring Pedro to bring in his frameworks. So
yeah,
it's pretty neat.
That's interesting, especially Dean, because he has been doing it forever and a day. So let's give our audience a little bit of a sneak peek of what Challenges 101 looks like so they can understand what it is we're talking about. Because some people, they're like, oh, I've never even considered this. How would that work? Or does this apply to my business? So what is a challenge in so many words?
Right. So a challenge is actually an event and often done virtually because you can do it globally now. You can do it worldwide. So it's often done virtually. And it's so many days. You decide by how much time you need to deliver what you're going to deliver to your people. And so say a 5-day challenge, right? And you bring in people that are your micro niche, your ideal client. You bring them in and you work with them and you serve them for those days, say 5 days. Okay. So you serve them and give them value and you help them overcome something or gain a result, whatever it is you're promising them in that challenge. And then by the end of that challenge, you're ready to present them with an offer to continue working with you. Now, normally, not always, but normally we do the challenge for free. Sometimes it's a paid challenge, but normally we do it for free because we're just giving them value, that taste and see piece, right? Where they get to come in, no risk. They can come in and learn from you. And if they like you, they'll stay with you and they'll want to continue that journey. And it's just so beautiful. And as a consultant, I get to sit down with my clients and we get to talk through and micro niche their challenge. We get to decide, okay, who is that specific person that you want to reach in this challenge? Let's micro niche it down. That's one of the problems that most people have in an unsuccessful challenge is that they're trying to serve everyone. And they're not micro niched. That's one of the key pieces. And then you need to know that person. You need to know what their biggest pain point is so that you can become their best solution. And as we design the offer, we create a hot offer that is geared around their biggest pain or problem. So that solves their problem and they'll want to step into that because they need that problem solved and they see that you can do that for them. So we design a beautiful offer with a few bonuses that will not only enhance the offer, be what they want to buy, because we want to give them what they want and what they need, but also an incentive where these bonuses can overcome their objections and their limiting beliefs. So all of those things are thought through. We design the micro niche, we design the offer, and then we go and we spend time designing the daily content. What are we going to talk about each day? What are the limiting beliefs we're going to address each day? Are we going to overcome any objections before we get to that offer so that when we present the offer and open the cart, we're prepared and they are already past those objections. They've already overcome it so that they're ready and willing to step into that and continue the journey with you. And then you can take them through your value ladder. You can take them into a coaching program, into a live event, into one-on-one coaching, into a course, whatever it is that is solving their problem and giving them what they want and need. That's what we want to create. And so it's beautiful. It's really, when you break it down, the entire sales funnel, you don't need the lead magnet, the tripwire, everything is built into that challenge. It does the whole thing. That's what's so cool about it.
And it's so interactive that I feel like people are way more responsive. How many times have we gotten a lead magnet, subscribed to an email list, and then we're just like, and we unsubscribe. We look at the content. We're not blown away. We get 4 or 5 emails. That's great. Unsubscribe. This just immerses you in that environment. And I love the idea of the connection you get to build with your audience while you're running this.
Yes. Can I share with you my case study? Would that be okay? If I share
Absolutely. Would love to hear it.
Yeah.
My very first consulting client, the very first one I had, I had just gotten out of Funnel Hacking Live. We had been down at that event and I answered a post. I commented because then we were asking about how do we find out more about Pedro's challenges. And I said I had been going through his program and everything. I was a consultant. And this gentleman reached out to me from Florida. And he was a digital marketer. He had been doing everything, webinars, email marketing. He had a list. He had been doing this for a while. His wife was an organizer, a professional organizer. And together, over the past 10 years previous, they had a business coaching organizers on how to create a professional organizing business. That was what they did. And he had done the webinars, he had done all of those things, but he had never run challenges. And he asked me, would it be possible for you to help me get this challenge up and running? Within 2 weeks, we were running his challenge. His first challenge was a 5-day challenge, and it was Born to Organize, right? It was about helping these organizers get a business together. And his first offer was a mastermind. It was a high ticket, right? A 5K mastermind. In those 5 days, mostly warm traffic, he brought in $50,000 to his business and almost 1,400 leads.
Wow.
Then 3 weeks later, we did a 3-day model. He wanted to compare and contrast some things. So we did a 3-day model and we did only cold traffic, only ads. And we changed his offer from a high ticket mastermind down to a 995 coaching program. In 3 days, he did, and this wasn't even with VIP. This was just the 3 days free session that he did. He chose to do that. He did $25,000 and he did another almost 1,400 leads. So in 8 days of running the challenge, about an hour a day, they made $75,000 and brought in almost 3,000 leads to their business.
That's amazing.
Talk about taking that cold traffic and turning it into hot leads, right? It's amazing. And there are some that have done more and some that have done less, but that was their first run.
$10,000 on a run, I'd be like, whoa, that's amazing.
And we usually consider that first run a learning challenge, right?
Yeah.
And it was great. And imagine all of the people you can impact when you run a challenge every month. If you can bring in 3,000 leads every month.
I actually have a question for you because you brought up the 3-day and the 5-day. I've seen challenges anywhere from 1 day to 30 days.
You're right.
Is there a sweet spot?
I would say the most common is 5. It's going to depend on what you're trying to deliver. However, Pedro has run 30-day challenges, and he does that every January with one of his challenges. But he says, don't start there.
Yeah.
Exhausting, it's a killer. But normally, if you are niche down and you're finding a specific solution that you're giving them, a result that you want to give them, it will determine how many days you want to go. And normally it's a 5-day run. 3-day is becoming much more popular. But again, it depends if you can deliver what you need to do in those 3 days, then it works great. If you really want a few days to be able to have them get to know you.
I've been in challenges in a different industry, and they did 3-day challenges, but they literally, and this is, I think, where it didn't resonate with me, where the actual challenge day, the delivery, it was via Zoom, was 4 hours. And to me, that's a lot of time. So yeah, that's
usually
why
it's less than an hour. Yeah. And then if you have a VIP session, you might add another hour.
Yeah, that makes more sense because people's attention span is just
not
there.
And the time, that's a half a day. That's a lot of time. Yeah.
You value their time. If it's set up more as a workshop, then you this was a day and it's a 4-day event. And 4 days, that's different because they're prepared for that ahead of time.
And do people do that model as well? Do they have, instead of just an hour, we're going to do a full-on workshop, 2-day workshop. It's free, like a summit almost.
Yeah,
and
they do those.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's slightly different. And honestly, from those that are experienced in that model, a 3-day event is easier than a 1-day event, which is interesting. But truly, to be able to, number one, get to know each other. Number two, dive in and really give value. It tends to be better when you can expand it over a couple of days.
It would be hard to do in 1 day to bring everything in, and it would, for me, it would feel like maybe cramped or something. So that makes
on top of trying to get to know you and then presenting your offer at the end of it. It's like giving them a couple of days, but they need to know that it's going to be that time frame. It's not good when, and I've been to those challenges, Monique, where you get in there expecting an hour and it goes to three hours, and you're okay. I wasn't planning on that. It's not my calendar. It's set up for that today. It gets frustrating when that happens. So I think it's really important, and this is my own opinion, but I think it's really important to value their time, to give the value in the length of time that they're expecting it to be, and even tell them roughly what the time frame is going to be so they know at the beginning, and then hold to it. If they choose to come on for a bonus day or an extra time, which you might offer, that's good. That's a choice for them. But let them know so that they aren't just thrown off saying, I didn't buy in for that. I wasn't scheduled for that this day. Right. Because then it becomes a frustration, and that's not going to serve you or them. I think that's important, to value their time.
That's great input. And looking at that, I also think when you spread it out as just an entrepreneur or a business owner, you're building that know and trust over several days in different ways. Right. So you may not always resonate with someone on the first training, but then you may resonate with them on the third. And you get to build that momentum and excitement within the audience and the group as you're moving through those days. Just being a spectator and taking a step back from, as a marketer, I always like to observe, and you can see what they're doing, and it's like, oh, that makes so much sense. So it's a brilliant strategy. Model.
And one thing you compare with webinars, and I'm not saying that webinars are always bad, but a webinar to me is more, it's a script. It's acting. You don't see that person day after day, what they're really like. You can't tell, is this really the person and what they're like, or is this how they're presenting for the recording? It's just, I love this model because it really truly allows them to see who you are. It allows you to be real, like you talked about at the beginning, right. Real. And I think that's important. That's so important that we know who it is we're learning from, and we learn to love them, because why learn from somebody that you don't really like? They're not going to stick around. So it's a beautiful strategy, beautiful model.
I'd love to know, just probably out of pure curiosity, how did you get into this?
That is an interesting story. My background is music and theater. I have a master's degree in conducting. I taught for many years, all music, all theater, everything in those areas. And I went through a health journey. In 2012, I was diagnosed with an incurable illness and given 9 pills a day for life. And I decided not to take that path. And so the illness, I saw people dying, people getting chemotherapy, people getting surgeries. And I'm like, this is not for me. So I dove into health and wellness while I was still teaching, and I became a board certified health coach, an optimal life designer, and a certified essential oil coach in that process. I've been off all medications for 10 years.
Congratulations. That's
amazing.
So this journey took me through this. And in 2018, I went to a Tony Robbins event, and he was teaching about human psychology and the 6 human needs. And I left that event knowing 3 things. I knew I had to let go of my career as a music teacher. Music and theater. I had to step away. And that was a leap of faith, because I've been doing that. I thought that was my path for the rest of my life. I knew I had to focus my life on love and connection. And I had this extreme, intense desire to become free to give. So I stepped away from my career a month later. I thought, okay, I'm certified in all of this coaching, and I'm going to start a coaching business online, but I didn't have marketing skills. So I again invested. And I began to study all of the marketing strategies and working with ClickFunnels and learning how to build the sale funnels and digital marketing. And through that, it led me to a challenge that Pedro was running. So I stepped into his challenge and realized that I had actually met him in his prior business, because he lived next to me in Vacaville. That was interesting, because I even
6
had the
degrees of separation.
He holds up his book from his financial business, and I'm like, I have that on my shelf. It has your signature in it. It was so cool. So anyway, I took his challenge. I went through it. I bought into his offer, did the next 30 days with him in a program for coaching. Then I did another 2 years with him, going through his full university program, becoming at the level of a master's degree in challenge marketing, and getting certified by him as a challenge consultant, which only a few of us have done. It was a very small amount. He's just opened it, and it hasn't been available for everyone. So it's really, truly a gift. And that's how I stepped into it. And it's just been going with where I was led. I was truly inspired to let go of the path I was on and to take this new course. And that has led me into the marketing, being able to serve globally, helping people with their business, also being able to help globally with my foundation, which also has come since this. So it's just been saying yes to the callings as they come, and the inspiration.
That's powerful.
And I know without a doubt, I am doing what I need to do, and I'm serving the people I need to serve. And it's amazing. And I have
that.
One of the things I teach in my coaching is the 5 freedoms, living with 5 freedoms, the freedom of health, freedom of time, location, purpose, and finance. I have all of those. I'm working on number 5, but I've got 4 of those now. And it's just amazing to have control of your life. Every day is beautiful. Every day is doing what you want to do. Every day is serving people. Work, play, love, service are all the same thing. It's incredible.
I love it.
I love having the opportunity to share what I've been given. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And speaking to that, if you want to connect with Lori, because this is a master way to get your business jump started, we'll have all of her information in the show notes of this podcast. She's amazing. I've talked to her personally. She's got a great heart. Her foundation is a really good cause. So if you're looking to connect yourself to something that is really helping people that are in need, that's something you can check out as well. We'll have that link as well. Sandy, do you have any other questions for her about challenges?
Yeah. Like I said, I've been in many different kinds of challenges. So let's say somebody can't hire a coach to do a challenge themselves, like somebody like you, who's just starting out and wants to just dip their toe in the water. What are like 3 tips that you would give them to run a challenge?
You can do a very simple challenge. It really doesn't take a lot of technology if you do the simple level 1 challenge. And we talk about 3 levels. I teach 3 levels. And to do a simple one, you need a smartphone and you need a Facebook group. That's it. It's very simple. But you do need to have a micro niche. You have to bring it down. That is where the success will come. You do need to have an offer that addresses their biggest pain point, that they not only need, but that they want. And you do need to have your structure of daily content addressing things that hold them back. I think that's really key, giving them something of real value to them, but helping them overcome the objections and obstacles that they face as they step forward into your journey. If you have any kind of an offer, a proven offer, it will scale faster if you have a proven offer and a list of any kind. But even if you're starting out, you can do this, and you can do it organically. You don't have to do ads. You can do it. It takes some time. It takes some work, but you can learn the steps and learn the strategies for organic marketing too. And some people have done extremely well with organic traffic, extremely, not paying for ads. But I think those key points of knowing knowing who you're going to speak to. And often you may want to serve different people, and that's great. But in that specific challenge, you need to serve one person, one ideal client where they're all the same, so you can speak to them.
Have your avatar.
You can run another challenge and you can have a different avatar, and that's perfectly fine. But when you combine people, then it becomes a mess because they get lost. It doesn't all apply to them and they lose interest. That micro niche piece is one of the key pieces. And then making sure that your offer addresses their pain so that it's giving them what they need so they'll say yes to you.
I like the way you said offering a solution to their problem, because I'm a big believer that every problem has a solution. It's just a matter of finding it. Ganesha.
You want to be that solution for them, that they will continue with you and you can serve them.
Awesome.
I think that comes back to understanding your market. And I think a lot of people, you are more interested in selling to their market than understanding their market. And when you truly understand or have a passion to help a specific problem in marketing with whatever service or business you have, it is easier to craft things like these because you understand the person on a fundamental basis.
Absolutely.
And you can talk to that specific person, right?
You want to find the person that you love serving.
Exactly.
If you don't love the people that you're serving, don't even go there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Find the people you love, and then you're going to love serving, and they're going to feel that love from you, and they're going to want to stay with you.
I love that.
And it's true. If you look at Russell Brunson, he loves marketing and funnels.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a total marketing geek.
Yep.
I love watching him because he's so funny.
Passionate.
He lights up about the funniest stuff. And then you have Tony Robbins and Dean Graciaso, who love personal growth and helping people expand their life. And you've seen so many people do this. Even I think Mel Robbins has done these.
She has.
Your leader.
Yeah.
Every one of
Yeah.
them, pretty much. They do that.
They do this because they love who they're serving and they can serve them on a deeper level, and then also connect it to something that helps them grow their business.
Yeah.
So I think this was
a win-win.
amazing. Yeah, it really is. This was an amazing topic. We really enjoyed having you on. Thank you so much for sharing your nuggets and your knowledge. I know that a lot of business owners are going to take notes, and then hopefully either connect with you because they want to do it right, or at least try taking the first steps so that they can connect with you and do a level 2 or a level 3 and take their business to that next level.
If they go to my link, the one that I gave you, Consulting by Lori, Challenge Consulting by Lori, if they go there or they just contact me directly, I do offer them a free consultation. We'll sit down and do a breakthrough. Not 15 minutes, up to an hour. Seriously, it's a full dive into it so they can see what it's about. They can talk to me directly. So they can go through the link and book the time, or they can actually just contact me directly and I will find them a time.
I love your passion. Like, I have to say, you love what you do. It just comes across. So thank you so much for being on and sharing. This was really great. I agree with Monique.
Thank you. I really enjoyed being here with you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks.